More on all the results and the impact on the business community. Let's bring in Trian partner CEO Nelson Peltz. He joins us now by phone. Nelson, welcome.
Thanks, Scott. How are you?
Doing well, thank you, and happy to have your voice with us tonight. When we last spoke, and that was many months ago, Nelson, you told me you were supporting President Trump. Did that remain the case tonight?
Absolutely. The pollsters look like they're wrong again, Scott. If they are, they better seek new employment after this one.
Why was Trump your man again?
Well, you know, it's not again. He's been my man through the last 4 years because he's done amazing things for the economy, amazing things. He's done, in terms of trade, I couldn't agree more with him. And he's done things whether we had Republican or Democratic administrations. He did what needed to be done. He started to protect America for the first time in 40 or 50 years. We've given away tens of millions of jobs over that period of time. And to his credit, he's bringing them back. And this is not a right or a left issue. This is what's good for America.
You know, it's interesting. We've had this conversation before about bringing manufacturing jobs back to the United States, as you say, President Trump has done. What do you say to those who say, Nelson, globalization, the globalization genie is out of the bottle, if you will, and there's no bringing it back? And some of the promises that were made about manufacturing jobs coming back to this country, whether it's in different industries, steel and otherwise, are just not coming back.
You know, you can talk. There are lots of different kind of jobs. I mean, one job you can work in a steel mill, another job you can sit behind the computer. There are lots of different jobs. But the fact is, globalization is absolutely here. That doesn't mean that we have to export jobs. I don't think they're mutually exclusive. I think we can enjoy globalization as Americans, but we learned through this past pandemic, and we learned that we are better off if we are going to import things. Let's import them from Mexico and Canada and not ship them across the Pacific or the Atlantic. We learned that very early this year, whether it was face masks or gloves or all the other stuff. And the fact is, let's make it here. We can make it here. And that's why Trump didn't go along with the Paris Accord. Another way to make us less competitive, try and buy a Chevy in Berlin versus a Volkswagen here in Boston. The tariffs are tremendously different. There's no reason for that.
It's so interesting. You know, look, you're a CEO. The president's message obviously resonates with his base, and maybe tonight will bear out that it resonates far beyond his base when we ultimately get the results. But I look at some articles, let's say a Financial Times piece that I have in front of me. It says, Trump's corporate trouble. CEOs keep their distance from the party of business. What is that about? How is our CEO president not closer in support, perhaps, with some of the other CEOs out there? There was a Yale survey from Jeff Sonnenfeld. 2/3 of board directors surveyed. 77% say they'd vote for Biden. Why?
Scott, anything Sonnenfeld has ever said, I disagree with. So he and I have issues going way back. So don't quote me, Sonnenfeld. The fact is that there are things that people say and there are things that people believe. And I think CEOs look upon themselves, generally speaking, as public figures, and they don't want to be seen to be partial to Trump. But let me tell you something. When they went in that voting booth, in my opinion, they pulled the lever for Trump. It was good for taxes. It was good for their business. And frankly, it's good for America. I mean, this country was founded almost 250 years ago. And one of the things it was founded on was freedoms and capitalism and all this other stuff. And it's not, I'm not a Republican and I'm not a Democrat, but I am a capitalist and I do believe in freedom. And the fact is that what Biden and his group stand for, that's not anything that America has stood for that we fought all the wars for, that we fought for our freedom for, the right to do our best and earn a living through our hard work. That's what this place stands for.
I want you to leave us sort of by answering this question. Regardless of what happens tonight, Nelson, we're going to emerge from this election as we entered it, a deeply divided country. So where do we go from here over the next years that are in front of us?
Scott, you're 100% right. What we've got to do, no matter who gets elected, and clearly I hope it's Trump, but whoever gets elected has got to figure out a way to bring us together again. You know, when I was younger, you had center-right and center-left, and that was the extent of our elected officials in D.C. Today, you don't find any centrist anywhere. You're talking to one, and to the Democrats, I look like Genghis Khan. But we've got to, whoever gets elected has got to do that. That's got to be job one before taxes, before anything else, is to make America one again. And that's my message that I leave with you tonight, Scott. And thanks for having me on.
I'm going to squeeze one more in only because I can. When you told me months ago, when the market was feeling pretty miserable, that stocks were going to rally, that everything was going to be okay. What do you think for the markets now, given the remarkable comeback that we've had?
Well, if you look at the market today and you look at what the Dow is projecting for tomorrow, they're telling you Trump is going to win, right? I mean, today was a shocker to me when the market was up so much. And here we are looking at a Dow a little while ago up 2% for tomorrow. The market is telling you that Trump is going to win. Trump is good for business. Business is good for America. And that doesn't mean we're perfect. We've got a lot of things we've got to fix in this country.
Yeah.
Let's not turn it upside down.
Nelson, I appreciate your time so very much. Thank you. We'll talk to you soon.
You got it. Good night, Scott.